little bit Steve from that old Yorkshire geek. Always catches me by surprise, the end of that. Anyway, welcome to Friday Night Appointment with Fear, episode 86. This week we're doing Overlord, the film from Bad Robot. Boo! And J.J. Abrams. Boo! Anyway, I'm the underlady. As opposed to the Overlord. Ooh, sounds a bit iffy, that, doesn't it? So yes, we're doing Overlord, a World War II action horror film, and it's really good. I forgot how good it was, because I've just finished watching it, and I'd actually forgot how good it was. Right, so some info about this film. It's from 2018. As I said, it's produced by J.J. Abrams and his Bad Robot production company. Boo! It was the first R-rated film that Bad Robot ever released. It had a budget of $38 million, box office of $41 million, so technically it lost money. But it's a good film, and it got good reviews as well. If I check on the critical response on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got an 82% average based on 228 reviews. So people seem to like it, but it didn't do very well at the box office. It was nominated for several awards and won at the Toronto After Dark Film Festival for Best Cinematography and Best Sound Design, which is fair enough because it looks really good and it sounds really good as well. And it was nominated at various others for Best Makeup and Best Horror Film and stuff like that. So anyway, directed by Julius Avery, who I think is Australian. He sounded Australian. Let's have a look. Yes, he is Australian. Also known for a film called Son of a Gun, which I've never heard of, and The Pope's Exorcist from 2023, which was the Russell Crowe film, wasn't it? Which was bizarre, I thought it was anyway. It was essentially like a remake of The Rite, but with Russell Crowe bombing about on a moped scooter, whatever you want to call it. Strange film. But anyway, a story was by Billy Ray. Never heard of him. But people I watched the special features earlier on. That's on the where have I put it? Where have I put the Blu-ray? That's on the Blu-ray. What's the special features? They're not very good. It's about just under an hour, about 50 minutes worth of making of. There's no commentary or anything like that. And it's mostly just backslapping Bad Robot and saying, oh, what a wonderful producer J.J. Abrams is. But anyway. But they said Billy Ray writes really good war stories. Maybe he does. I've never heard of him. He doesn't even have a... he does. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, but he does. He wrote Captain Phillips. That was that pirate one, wasn't it? So anyway, so there we go. So it was written by him. And it stars, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Is it Jovan Adipo or Jovan Adipo? I don't know. He's the star anyway. He's a British-American actor. Wyatt Russell, the son of Kurt Russell, but sometimes you look at him and think, blimey, he's just like his father. Matilda, how to pronounce that? Matilda Olivier. John Magaro, Gianni Torfer, Pilo Asbeck. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Well, you know from Game of Thrones and that other one, Ghost in the Shell, the live-action Ghost in the Shell. He plays a good part in this film. And Bokeem Woodbine. A few of these don't last long in this film. And Ian de Kerstecker, I don't know how to pronounce it, Kerstecker, I don't know, it's like caretaker, but with a S in it, caretaker, I don't know, but you know him from, he's done a lot of TV, he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he played Fitz in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so there's him in it as well, and he has a good part in it, right. Winggrace never got around to watching that, watching what, I don't know, I mentioned a few films in there, but anyway, I'm the Captain Now. Oh, Captain Phillips. I've never seen it. I know Tom Hanks in it, isn't it, with the Somali pirates in it, but I've never seen it. And he was in Apollo 18, right? Was it? Were he in that as well? I don't know. I can't remember. I've seen it once. That's the one with the living moon rocks, isn't it? Like crabs on the moon sort of thing. Was he? Let's have a look. I can't remember, you see. He was in Uncharted as well. He was in Uncharted. I don't know. You know about Ian DeCaster? I don't know. Whatever. Look him up. If you don't know what he were in. Right, so there we go. Let's get on with the film, shall we? As usual. But before we start, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We should be live on YouTube. Let me check. Yes, we should be live on Rumble. I think we are. Refresh. See if my ugly mug pops up. When you're ready, are you going to come on? Oh, for crying out loud. It's bloody useless. Yes, I'm there. Right. And God knows what's happening with Twitch for me these days. Go on. Yes, it says I'm there, but I don't know how long for. But yes, we're live on Twitch. It'll probably change to something else before very long. It's been doing that for me, but anyway. Right, so later on I'll upload this to Spotify and Amazon Music podcast, but not Google Podcasts anymore because I think that's gone now, I think. Did you get your package and pharmacy all sorted? Yes, I got pharmacy sorted. Went down and they had it. But not my package because I went down and it were closed with the sorting office. Apparently they don't open on an afternoon anymore. So I came back home and I thought, well, I'll do it online. You can do it online. You can do a website and pay by, PayPal or whatever. Pay the extra money and they'll deliver it. They're delivering it on Monday. Whatever this package is, I don't know. But whatever it is, we'll see. I'll find out on Monday. So yes, I got it sorted, but in a roundabout way. And then I went to the fish and chip shop and I got fish and chips and mushy peas for me and Aidan for his tea. Anyway, Joshua Kanapke says, I do like Wyatt Russell in this, and occasionally he'll turn just right and look perfectly like Kurt, but not every time. No, not every time, but sometimes, his spitting image, his mannerisms as well. But anyway, right, where were we? Film, right. As usual, we'll not be just watching it because, the YouTube gods don't allow that. And we're just watching it in a series of stills. I may play the odd snippet. As long as it's, they generally say less than 8 seconds you're allowed, but we'll see. So make myself titchy tiny. Hang on, I've got to get rid of the stuff at the bottom of the page so we can see the subtitles. There we go. I'll make myself titchy tiny. Which one is it? Is it that one? Yeah, it is. Right. So off we go. Overlord. In a minute. Add to screen. Right, we should be off now. Just make sure it's going to come on. Yes, it is. It's in black and white. Well, the film isn't, but it starts off in black. Those say black and white, grayscale, isn't it? But black and white with the Paramount logo. Yeah, one of my faves. But we're hearing the words of Winston Churchill, and all that. I've got the subtitles on. Let me make sure. Why is there no subtitle track? There was a subtitle track. I'm sure there was. Hang on, bear with me. I'm going to have to check on this. Let me get rid of that. I'm sure there was a subtitle track thing. That's most peculiar. Pooh, I'm going to have to go and find a subtitle track now. Or do we have to have the subtitles? Are you bothered? There's always something in there. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find some subtitles for us. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this, because it's live. Oh, dear. Right. I don't know where I've put it. Where have I put it? There we go. The best website for subtitles has closed down. Or it had done last time I checked. Subscene. What am I looking for? Overlord. Oh, God, I can't even spell. 2018. There we go. Right, English we're looking for. There we go. Just bear with me. Come on, you should be here somewhere. Which shall we try? try that one. Right, so just bear with me. As I said, I'll keep saying that. Sorry. I'm just faffing while I get these subtitles sorted. I forgot what I'm doing. Oh, that. Talking, yes, blah, blah, blah. I'm fine without them, is Win Grace, but they do help, I think. They do help. Well, Wyatt is like AI Kurt, but always 100%. Not always 100%, but sometimes prefect. As good at typing as me, Win Grace. This opening scene is really good. Yes, very Saving Private Ryan. Yes, it's very very well done. Well, most of the film is, to be honest. Just pop on the wrong subtitle, let the fun commence. So find some like Chinese subtitles. Right, okay. What am I doing? Copy that and paste it into there. Then I've got to rename it. Tips of the Trade into the same file name. Right, so we'll see what happens now. I'm going to have to get rid of that now and restart it. You might hear it. I don't know. I've got it. Let's find some. Come on, speak. Hang on, they're coming on. Enable subtitles, yes. Oh yes, they seem to be in the right places. Right, seems okay. Right, stop. Right, seems okay, but they're in a weird font for some reason. Let me check that. They're in like Comic Sans. Is that how you pronounce it? Let me have a look, see if it says anything. Yes, it does. Font face, Comic Sans. We'll run with it. It makes a nice change. Yeah, right. Okie dokie. Right, we're off. We're ready. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll once again. Right, I can get rid of that. Right. Let's try again. F11. Unbelievable. I didn't realise my phone knew the word prefect. Do they have Finnish subtitles? Those are fun. Probably. I think I did actually see Finnish when I was going down the list. Right. Let's try again. Should come on. Are you coming on? Are you? Yes, there we go. Right, so we should see the words of Winston Churchill any minute now. There we go. The British Empire, that's it, it's in Comic Sans, and the French Republic linked together in their cause. We shall never surrender. Din, 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 din. Aces High by Iron Maiden starts then. Right, okay, so we're here, with it's D-Day. The film's called Overlord because that's one of the names for the D-Day landings in it. Operation Overlord and Operation Neptune. If Sci-Fi Quest were here, he'd be telling us all about it, because I'm sure he knows all about this stuff. Here we go. Right, so, and then I think we're listening to Eisenhower now, telling us all about, we're going to Fortress Europe and all that, and blah, blah, blah. So they're the ships, and then here come the C-47s coming over, full of paratroopers, the 101st Airborne and all that stuff. Like I say, Band of Brothers, etc. I haven't actually unwrapped my copy of this yet. Like I say, it's a cool film. It's actually, the more I watch it, I think this may be the third or fourth time I've watched it now, and it actually gets better every time. I think it does anyway. Right, this is the main character. Oh, God, why am I've bloody been watching him all afternoon. I can't bloody remember his name. Boyce, that's it, Boyce, Ed Boyce. This is Jovan Adepo, or Adepo. And some might say just a pair of troopers. Yes, there's only two of them. A pair of troopers. In this film, there could be paratroopers, as in paranormal. Couldn't there? But they're not. Some might be saying, well, there wouldn't be black people serving in the paratroopers at that time, which I don't think there were there? But as J.J. Abrams said in the documentaries, the making of, it's not a historical document, and he said this. He says this all the time. You know, they wanted to be diverse because they've got to, haven't they? It's not a historical document. You know, these things didn't happen, but they're setting it in a historical setting, which is I don't mind it because it's a good, you know, a good lead. It plays a good part and all that, but it's not factually accurate. But anyway, and they don't even, you know, comment on it at all, you know, in the film. But the sergeant that's in charge of this squad, he's black as well. But never mind. Oh, sci-fi questions here. Never Beat a Bridge Too Far. Yeah, it's a good film. With a cast of gazillions. He's a good actor and a quality character. Yes, he is. Anyway, but I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Right, so, and he's not a super good soldier, to be completely honest, as we come to learn. But by the end of the film, he is. But, well, by the middle of the film, he is. Right, so, off we go. They're all in the plane, heading over to northern France. So this is where we're going to meet the characters. They're looking out the window, seeing all the ships. And this character, again, I'm bloody useless with names. Tibbet, I think he is. I think he's Tibbet. John Magaro's PFC Lyle Tibbet. He's the smart mouth. And he has the best line in the film, which just makes me howl with laughter every time I hear him say it. He's saying, you know, all those ships are too close together, one bomb in it, and they'd all go up. And that's why he's saying he'd rather be up there. Joshua says, I've watched it 3 times, just not since I bought it. Oh, yeah, you just said that. Why did that? Well, never mind. Anyway, there's Ian the caretaker. I know, it's oh, I don't know how you pronounce his name. But he's playing an American. He's a Scottish actor, but he's playing an American in this. Right. So off we go. So there we go. Oh, this is I forgot his name already. Boyce's. This is Boyce's like best friend, Jacob. He's a Jewish chap. So he's nervous because he's parachuting into, you know, Nazi territory. He's worried about being caught and all that. Which, spoilers, he gets caught. But, you know, it's fine. And autocars here, the British had the Black Paris, the Sergeant 2 in World War II. Well, so the British, we were more civilised than our American cousins. I'll not get into that. Anyway, right. Right. Oh, there's Wyatt Russell as Corporal Jones. Is it Jones? That doesn't sound right. Ford. Where did he get Jones from? Harrison Ford, probably. Corporal Ford, Lewis Ford, playing his dad. And he's a new member of the squad. He's just been assigned to them, and they're all saying the stories that he punched his CO. That's why he's been moved to them, but he's actually there because he's an explosives expert. And their mission is to drop into the French village, and there's a Nazi, I'll just say German, because you can't say Nazi on YouTube, even though I've said it about 3 times. A German communications tower that they have to take down, you know, in preparations for the landing craft and all that. All right, Ian the caretaker plays Morton Chase, who's a photographer and soldier as well. So he's taking photos of I forgot his name on it. Ford. Ford tells him, go and sit down. So Right. This is Tibbet teasing Boyce. Boyce has got a necklace that's a lucky charm for him. Is teasing him with it. But they do end up. He does end up respecting him. Right. So, this is the Sarge. Where is he? Oh, for Pete's sake. Is he coming? Is the Sarge coming? This is... for Pete. There he is. There he is. I forgot the actor's name. Is it Woodvine or Woodbine? I've forgotten already. Where is he? Bucking Woodbine. Sergeant Rensing. I've seen him in other things, but I can't think what, so I'm going to have to hover over his name. It's not even telling me on that. Typical. I'm going to have to look him up because it's super familiar. What have I seen him in? Windgrace is typing in now. He's been in this, that and the other. But I can't see the chat. Oh, Spider-Man Homecoming he were in. He's been in Fargo, the TV series. I didn't see the latest series of that. But, Ghostbusters Afterlife, he were in that. So he's been in lots of stuff. Lots of TV and movies. Right, so you've probably seen him before. Oh, and you're in Riddick as well. And the remake of Total Recall. That were awful. Right. Hang on, where are we? Windgrace says... Sees tech is how to pronounce... What? Omst. I don't know. Oh, I missed it. I don't know. Commentators just spell it out. N-A-Z-I. Admittedly, only a minority of Germans were actual N-A-Z-Is. Yes, there were. Can't paint them all with the same brush. Oh, hang on. That's how to pronounce his last name. All right. Sees Tecker. That's how you pronounce it. Sees Tecker. It begins with a C, so you'd think it'd be a hard C, wouldn't you? Kasteka. You'd think it'd be like that, wouldn't you? Oh, silly man. Anyway, thank you for that, Windgrace. Sees Tecker. I'm not calling him that again. Most commentators just spell it. I see. I'm an idiot, aren't I? I'm completely thick. Anyway, right. So we're getting ready. For the drop. Here we go. The Gunlearner's target is that radio tower, and we've got to take that down so they won't have air support and all that stuff. So they're reminding us that the stakes and all that stuff. The Kurahi. So there we go. Right, into the clouds. And the buffeting's going to start, and it'll be night time all of a sudden. Pardon me. As I said, I don't know why it's night time. You think it'd be night time when they set off, and early morning when I don't know. Oh no, but the airborne did drop the night before, didn't they? Before the landings, didn't they? But anyway, right, get ready to jump, and it's all kicking off. Look, it's all kicking off, and now they're all scared because it's all explosions and stuff. It's all explosions and all that going on, and say a lot of these don't make it. Some of these actors you actually see in the making of, and they don't even get off the plane. Well, they do, but fall into their deaths. So they get ready to bail out. There you go. The plane gets hit. It's all kicking. It's all going awry. Some are falling into the flames, and the Sarge grabs hold of Boyce and throws him out of the plane, and then we follow him down. Hey, down he goes. And what the beginning of the very first Call of Duty game, was that like this? I can't actually remember. I remember I played it years ago, and I'm sure that begins like this, doesn't it? You're a paratrooper and you parachute in, on D-Day and all that. I'm sure that's how it begins. Anyway, so down he goes. He pulls his chute, ends up in the water. There he goes. It's all going wrong. Things are blowing up all around him. Anyway, he ends up in the water, and he's down at the bottom, sinks to the bottom because all his equipment's got to cut himself free before he drowns. I'd have drowned instantly because I can't hold my breath for toffee. Anyway, he swims up, and for some reason, he swims up. Maybe he just can't see. I don't know, but he probably just can't see. He swims up into his parachute. There you go, he comes up. But he cuts his way through because he's got a super sharp bayonet. Anyway, makes it to the bank. I nearly said the shore then, but he's in a lake, isn't he? I've never really played COD. Yeah, I remember playing the first one. It was just on PC, wasn't it, the first one? I remember playing it back in the day. It came out round about the same time as Medal of Honor Allied Assault, didn't it? So they were both similar games, but different. The paddlers should have used the Gomez-Adams technique for parachuting. Use a smaller and smaller chute until you don't need one. Did Gomez-Adams do that? Anyway, so here he is on the riverbank or lake bank or wherever he is. All he's got is his sidearm, because he had to, get rid of all his equipment, or most of his equipment, so he could swim up. And then they start shooting at him, look, with laser guns. I know they're not, but they look like them. I was enjoying Warzone, but the updates got so big, I ran out of space and gave up. I don't know where I've played up to. I honestly don't know. Can't remember which Call of Duty I've played up to. Because they just got harder and harder for me. I think I started. I forgot what they call it now. The one that's it begins in space. You're like an astronaut in part of it. I think I've started that one, but I don't think I ever finished it. And I think that's as far as I've got in Call of Duty. Anyway, so off he goes running. And he finds the Sarge in the woods. Gets himself a machine gun. Well, no, it would be it's a Garand, I think. Isn't it? Gets himself a rifle. Got myself a rifle, sir. Good for you, son. Films that off. I'll tell you, longest day. And he sees the Sarge. There we go, surrounded by German soldiers, and he's smart mouthing them, and he's about to intervene, but he was asking have any of you Krauts got a cigarette? And they're all, ha ha ha! But it's about to intervene is Boyce, but Ford comes along and stops him, and just as they just as they unload into the Sarge, they've just done it. There we go. There we go. So he's a bit cross. He says, you just let him get killed. And he said, well, there's nothing we could do. There's like 10 of them, and only 2 of us. And the Sarge knew the risks and all that. This, we've still got our mission to do, etc. There we go. And there he's saying, the Sarge wasn't the mission, and he says that's he says, I've seen how you hold that rifle, so obviously knows he's not the best soldier in the world, is Boyce. We can get one of those Garands for pretty cheap. Right. I always remember the Garand were quite a good, in Call of Duty, were quite a good rifle to have. Only had 8 in its clip, didn't it? You're like, ding, which we see in this. But it was quite powerful in the game. I don't know in real life, but anyway. Right, where were we? Right, so they've got they're off, and they end up finding some more of the squad. In a minute, here they come. And they do the old flash, thunder. But I don't think they use the crickets. I don't think. And they've got to reply twice. The little clickers that they've got. But then they're the flash thunder thing, which we all know from Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers and all that stuff. But anyway, so they found some more of the squad. So There is Chase, Ian the Seas Tekeka, whatever the bloody hell his name is. It's called Chase. I'm just going to call him Chase in this film. With his camera, with his massive flash on it. And I think he gets rid of it. I think he throws it away. So off they go, heading towards the village, which I can't remember what the village is called. Does it tell us? No, it's not telling us. Maybe we'll see it in the subtitles. It begins with C. I know that. Anyway. Right, so there we go. One of them. This one is going to write a book. Is he Dawson? I think Dawson's writing a book. Yes. This is Jacob Anderson. Another British actor playing an American. I think it was filmed in Britain, I think. So let me check. I think it was filmed in Britain. Production, filming. Doesn't say. Doesn't say. But I think it was filmed in Britain. With visual effects by Industrial Light and Magic, Image Engine, Radio FX, Pixomondo, Mr. X, South Bay, and NZ Viage. But it doesn't say where it was filmed, which is a bit poo, isn't it? But I think it was filmed in Britain, which is why I get a lot of British actors in this. By the way, a lot of practical effects in this later on when we start seeing them, enhanced with a bit of CG. But a lot of practical monster effects. Obviously, the planes and stuff that we saw were CG. The scenes in the plane when it were being shot at and all that were obviously in a fuselage mock-up on a gimbal, so they could rock it about and give it all that. But anyway, right. So Dawson's going to write a book. So anyway, he's talking away to Boyce. Is Dawson. Hang on, there we go. And then he's mid-sentence, then bang, there he is, stepped on a landmine. So that's the end of Dawson. He'll never finish his book. So anyway, they found themselves in a minefield. So it's getting from bad to worse, isn't it? So anyway, Ford is calling to Boyce, and he's saying, walk on a line to me, and he's using his, fix your bayonet and use it as a prod. So that's what he's to do. So anyway, so they all get through that, heading for the tree line. Says, "Where's Dawson?" Says, he doesn't exist anymore. That's all that's left of him. A hole in the ground. Right, so anyway, they get to the tree line, and they're saying he's thinking, he was there one second, and then he wasn't. And but anyway, right, then the others find a strange remains of a creature, and we're never told what this is, but this is a first inkling that something's not right with this area. And it's the remains of some animal that says it looks like it's got the head of a jackal, but it's got hooves, so they don't know what it is. So this is the first clue that something is awry. There we go. As you can see there, it's got like a dog-like head, but only tiny little eye holes. But there you can see hooves there. Can you see my mouth pointy? Yes, you can. It's got hooves there, so it's a weird thing. You can definitely see why they put Russell as US agent in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Kind of similar to this. Spoilers, because later on, he kind of becomes a super soldier later on, doesn't he? He injects himself with a serum. So there we go. Was it? Yeah, that were after this, wasn't it? Falcon and the Winter Soldier were after this. This was 2018, this came out. So yeah, it'll have been after that. Somebody's shining his light and he's telling him to turn the light off. So anyway, Tibbet keeps going on about the Bible. He's giving it all this, it's all evil and stuff like that. Anyway, then they come across, I forgot her name already. Hey, where is she? Where are you? Where are you, flower pot? There she is. Chloe, that's it, Chloe. Chloe Laurent, played by Mathilde Olivier. She's in the woods. She's been I'm not exactly sure what she's been doing, to be honest. She's like got a rabbit in a sack, but she's also got some like jewellery and stuff, so I don't know where she's been. But it doesn't really tell us. But anyway, that's the chaser for a bit, and then capture. Here we see, are these like anti-tank things? I don't know. Sci-fi quest, still no. But anyway, so the capturer, and it's going to take him to. We learn that Boyce can speak French, so he's going to be the translator now. And she's Vulcan, look. But she's going to take him to the village. Is it going to tell us what the name of the village is? There you go. There we go. Seal Blanc. That's where they're going. Seal Blanc. Don't know what it means. Something white. I don't know. What does Seal Blanc mean? Let's have a look. I'm going to look it up. It means white sky. There we go. There we go. White sky. Was that right? Yes, I think it is white sky. There we go. How interesting. Right. Yes, Chloe. Anyway, so she's going to take him to the village. She's not letting on that she can speak English yet. She can speak English. Yes, white sky. Yes. Bet you to it, mate. Right, so off we go. We're heading to the village. It's a nice village. I presume that it's a set that they've built. They've built a small village with a few buildings. There's the church up on the hill, which has got there you can see the radio tower. And we learn that beneath the church, there's tunnels and stuff under the church. They've got their evil labs in which they're doing their dastardly deeds. But anyway, so here we go. They're sneaking about the village. And this is where we learn that she lives alone, apart from a brother, a young brother, Paul. And there we go, see, yes. They are anti-tank obstacles, but they're in the wrong place. I mean, the trees themselves are pretty much of an obstacle, aren't they, for tanks? But depending how big they are. But anyway. Anyway, where were we? Right. So they're going to scope out her house. Oh, she lives with a little brother, Paul, who's a little kid. I don't know, looks about 8 years old, something like that. And her aunt, who is sick. I'm doing quotes for those listening on Spotify. She's sick. So they're going to check it out. So leaving her with Boyce. Well, they go check out the house. That's off they go. But then a nosy woman who I swore at as we were watching it. She says, "What you doing?" She tells Boyce to hide, so he jumps in this little trench thing. And then this woman is saying, "What you doing out?" And then she grasses her up. She blows a whistle and grasses her up, saying she's out after curfew. And I thought, "You bitch!" I did. I actually swore. I actually used the F word at the TV as I was watching it. But maybe they should have shot her. But anyway. But no, she starts blowing a whistle, so the German soldiers come and accost her. There we go. But then, here he is. Waffner arrives. What rank is he? I've forgotten. Is he captain? Captain Waffner. Yes, captain. He's Captain Waffner. He arrives and tells them to stop messing about with her and gives her stuff back and tells her to go home. So, but he's not a nice person, even though he's let her go. So she heads home, and Boyce makes his way there, comes up with the others. Who've not been caught, they've been keeping out of the way. Right, so she comes out now, and then we learn that she can speak English. And she wasn't speaking English because she didn't really trust them. She didn't know. She doesn't like the Germans because they're pigs, and she didn't know that they weren't pigs. But now she knows that they're all right, so she's going to let them into her house. Right. So it takes, they're going to hide in the attic, Anne Frank style. And we hear some moaning and shuffling about. I say, what's that? So it's my aunt, she's sick. So anyway, all right. And then Paul appears, and Tibbet, nearly has a heart attack. And the funniest line of the film is coming up. Well, I think it is. In a bit. There you go. Tell this kid not to do creepy shit like that. And there's an even funnier line coming up in a bit. He's asking, is the aunt going to be a problem? Says, no, she's very sick. And we learn why she is later. Anyway, they're up in the attic. Everybody de-rig. He wants their, see how much explosives and stuff they've got between them to complete the mission. And so what they've got to do, they've got to basically get in, plant the explosives, blow up the tower by 6 a.m. And then that's about it, really. Then there's a commotion outside. We hear some people shouting and bawling, and the Germans are dragging a couple out. And they just, he just shoots the wife. There we go, bang. Very Schindler's List, innit? Just shoots the wife, they take him away. And we learn that they're taking him to the labs. They're experimenting on the villagers. It's basically Wolfenstein, basically, is this film. It's the game Wolfenstein. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, essentially, and some of the later games. It's basically that. But if it had been done, I think this would have made a good series or limited series where they could have expanded it more a bit, with the experiments that are going on. But they didn't have time in an hour and 40 minutes it goes on for. Anyway, so he's saying you can't stay here, and Wyatt Russell saying, well, we've 4 hours basically to do our job and get out of here, so we're not staying long anyway. They're dragging that poor fella away. And Waffner, is going to see Chloe. Oh, that's the funniest line. Because Paul pops up again behind Tibbet and he wants him to play baseball. And he says, "You've got to put a bell on this little effort." And Howl will laughter at that. I'm going to have to, actually, I'm going to play that bit, but I'm going to mute it.
We gotta put a bell on this little fucker or something.
I don't know, it just cracks me up every time. Right, so, some of them are worrying that, there's too many German soldiers about, they've no chance, but, they've still got to stay on mission and all that. Right, so, so where the Tibbet again is saying that Boyce is not a good soldier, and he couldn't even kill a mouse. And this is where he tells a story about when they were in training. There were a mouse that got into the barracks, and Sarge ordered Boyce to kill it, but he didn't. He caught it and just let it go. But it came back, and it was crapping all over Sarge's pillow, so he couldn't even kill a mouse. But she likes that story, so her and Boyce will probably become an item at some point after the film. Anyway, I'd love a series of this, even just one of those lazy 8-episode ones. Yes, it'd be good, because like I said, they could expand the what's going on, because it's kind of over and done with quite quickly. I mean, you're halfway through the film. I mean, how far are we into it now? So we're about a quarter of the way through, and nothing's happened yet. We're halfway through before, the spoilers, monsters start appearing. But anyway. Right. But anyway, so where we see that he doesn't respect Boyce, but he does eventually. So, right. So, Paul wants to play baseball with him because he thinks all Americans play baseball, and Tibbet says, well, this one doesn't. So if you got a pool cue and $5, then but there you go. Right, anyway, so they've still got to do their mission. So that's what Ford is telling them. He's got to told him to do something. I've forgotten what. He's got to check downstairs for something. Can't remember what. Oh, and this is where we see the ant. He hears the ant making a noise. A door is slightly ajar for some reason. I played baseball. Add that to your law of me. Of course you play baseball because you're American. And all Americans play baseball. Apart from Tibbet in this film. I can't play baseball. I've never tried playing, actual baseball, but even like video game baseball, I can't do it. It's too hard. Why have you got to keep the ball in those two lines when you hit it? Why can't you just hit it anywhere? But anyway. Right, sees the... there we go, we're going to see her now. She appears at the door. All mutified. We're going to get a jump scare because he looks round and he's going to look back and she's there. Look, yikes! What's happened to the ant? So she's been experimented on and for some reason sent back home. Doesn't really explain it, I don't think. And of course, Sci-Fi Quest played cricket because he's from the south of England, and that's all they do in the south of England: play cricket. Anyway, there you go. I told you my aunt was sick. He said, "You're not bloody kidding." There you go. What happened to ask the Germans? That's all we know. She said she's not been the same since I got her back from the church. So they're experimenting on people and doing stuff, and then sending them home for some reason. Anyway, so she might be lucky. Because I don't think there's any others in the village that are like her, but the ones that we see up at the church. But anyway, I'd like to play cricket, but it's not that easy here. All you need is a cricket bat and a corky ball and something to act as stumps. That's it. That's all you need, isn't it? Right, so they've sent out, that's it. They've sent out Chase and Tibbet to get the lay of the land to see, how many German soldiers there are and all that. See what they've got to get through to get inside the church. So that's what they're up to. Right. Chloe's dealing... Apparently, I didn't even realise. Apparently he's got an injury as Boyce, so she's dealing with that. It's where we learn how she speaks English. She went to university in London, and then the war started, and she went back home. So, did the boot all French out when the war started? Don't know. And she's going to be a vet. There we go. It's where we learn he speaks French because his aunt is Haitian and she taught him French and grew up in Louisiana. So there we go. It's a boring game, just like baseball. Right. There you go. He's talking. She says his French sounds odd because he speaks it obviously with a Louisiana accent, I suppose. Right. So then, what's happening? She's saying, it's terrible. Her parents were taken, and she hadn't never seen them again. We learned that there's some sort of tar in the ground under the church. That the German scientist, the baddie doctor, is... I don't know if he has a name. Does he have a name? Let's have a look. Dr. Schmidt, obviously. That he's this tar. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it ever explains what it is. Maybe if they'd done a series, they could have explained what this tar is. But they're using this tar, which has some weird properties, and is turning it into a super soldier serum, or Ubersoldat, they'd call it, wouldn't they, in Germany, or Wolfenstein. Ubersoldat serum. But it doesn't explain why he's got these special powers. Right, there's weekly cricket games at the park across the street from my apartments. Cool. I may live in the south, but I'm from Greater London, says Sci-Fi Quest. That's exactly how he sounds. If you watch his videos, that's how he speaks. I may live in the... That sounds like Edward Fox. I'm kidding, obviously. Sound like Big Pharma. Most medicines are made out of crude oil. No idea. They're made out of chemicals that are usually... I can't say I'm pumped full of enough bloody tablets and stuff. Just wonder I don't rattle. Anyway. As long as it keeps my blood pressure down. Right, anyway, so... there we go. So they're experimenting on the people. Then, anyway, Waffner's arrived back. And we learn that he has an agreement. I'm doing air quotes again. An agreement with Chloe. So she's obviously like his mistress. But, she doesn't like him or anything. There's no choice in the matter. So he basically wants to have his wicked way with her, and she tries to tell him no, I'm not feeling well and all that. But obviously he wants it. All right, she keeps glancing upstairs, and he's saying, "What are you doing?" He said, "Nothing." And he asks where Paul is, as he's asleep. And then Paul drops his baseball, and he can just tell it's in the attic. I don't know how, but he can just tell the noise is from the attic. So he says he's sleeping in the attic. Anyway. So he sends his men to go and check. By the way, they're keeping an eye on things through the cracks in the floorboards. But he's telling Boyce not to interfere. So they send the soldiers up, and Paul's standing there with his baseball and his catcher's mitt. And he throws the baseball to the German soldier, and just to show how bad they are, because they're all bad. All the Germans in this film are bad guys. You're going to show it, or I've gone past it. I think I've gone past it. He's going to throw him. All right, he rolls the ball to him, and he doesn't just throw it back. He spits on it and then throws it back to him. Because they're all evil, they're all the Germans. Hang on, where are we? I'm from the south too, born and raised in Texas. And Wingray says, my family's from Texas, but I've lived my life in the northeast. My granddad was Scottish. That's about it. My family. Well, the Germans did have the coolest uniforms. Must make the woman very ambivalent. Hey. Right, so anyway, so there's a little bit of a standoff, but then they come back down. So it's just a kid. He spits on his ball and throws it back. And they're getting ready for it all to kick off. But there you go. It's just a kid with a ball. And then they're speaking in German or whatever, or French, or I don't know. So the soldiers go out again. There you go. Now he wants to have his wicked way with it, and Boyce is having none of it. So he goes down. Just as he's going down, he goes downstairs, and there we go, pointing the rifle at Waffner's head. Right, so they've captured him now. Saying, he gets his lighter. There we go. Takes his lighter out of his pocket, and apparently there were a decision made in this film never to use a swastika. You don't see it in the German base and all that. I think we see this symbol, which is the Venderhorn rune, and I have no idea what significance that has. What does it mean? It's allegedly a bind rune of the man and ear runes, symbolising life and death, respectively. There you go. There you go. But I don't know why they've used it in this film. I suppose because, life and death and the experiments and all that stuff or whatever. But anyway. So he takes his lighter. We see this lighter again later. The lighter later. Right. So there you go. Says very nice. What did your boss or did your CEO or whatever give you this for hitting your execution quota? But anyway, Then he eats him. So he's their prisoner now. I don't know. I suppose the soldiers outside are just thinking he's going to be a while. But they are a long while. Maybe they think he'll be there all night. I don't know. But they're just hanging about outside, I presume. The soldiers. Why is there an X on that door? I've just noticed there's an X on that door. Does that mean they can't go in there? Has everybody been killed in that building? I don't know. If there were a commentary track, maybe the director or whatever would tell us. I don't know. Right. What's happening now? Is this is Tibbet, I think, and Chase. No, it ain't. Hang on, what's going on here? Oh, why, that's it. It sends out boys to find Tibbet and Chase. So he's mooching around looking for them. And then he comes across this. He's looking down, and there's like this door, this like back door or whatever. There you go. Into the. It looks like an old railway tunnel, doesn't it? It probably is. It probably is an old railway tunnel, and they're using it as the, entrance and exit, whatever, to the underground base. The rune is associated with the SS. Okie dokie. Right. Anyway, this tractor comes out with a trailer. Lots of what we think look like bodies. That's Dr. Schmidt, the bad guy. See, all the Germans are all wicked. Look, he's just throwing his cigarette at the people. We'll see that they're not dead in a minute when they're on the back of the trailer. Here they are. Hang on, he might be. I don't know. But we see some of them moving. It's not showing us now, is it? We see some of them moving, and then they get the flamethrowers out. Here they come, and they've just piled them up. It's Deep Throat from the X-Files. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. That's I forgot his bloody name now. He was in Star Trek. He played. He's been in a couple of things in Star Trek. He played Mark Twain in Star Trek and other things. Anyway, he is played by, and we'll tell you, Dr. Schmidt is played by Eric Redman. By the way, Chloe's aunt, which I didn't know, and you wouldn't know, is Meg Foster. I didn't know that until now. Chloe's aunt, who we just see, all manky, is Meg Foster. Maybe it's the eye. I don't know. I didn't really notice her piercing eyes either. So, anyway. So here we go. They're going to just burn them with the flamethrowers. There we go. There you go. Because the wicked, evil people. Right, so. What's happening here? He's come across a dog. Is it going to get him? No, he's running away. Running away from the dog. Oh, that's it. And he sees a truck go by, and he jumps into the back of the truck and finds more dead bodies inside. I'm not sure who these are. Are these just villagers, or are these some of the soldiers and stuff as well? I don't know. But he's got to hide among them, so that's how he ends up in the base. There we go. Hang on, where? I mean that. Yeah, there must. He's being shot, isn't he? But he's a German soldier, isn't he? So something's going on. Maybe he's a casualty, because there's other battles going on in the area, I presume. The D-Day and all that going on. Anyway, they're bringing him into the base because he's experimenting essentially on dead people. He's Dr. Schmidt. Anyway, he gets out, sneaks into the base. So he's having a shufty round. It took them 10 weeks only to build this set. The inside of the labs, it's basically a series of circular sets with connecting corridors. So the base, because the scenes where they're running through them, so they could run through them. Pardon me. And it only took them 10 weeks, and let's say did a blooming good job. Because it'll be all, wood and filler and stuff like that, won't it? Not brick, is it? But anyway. All your base, I belong to us. I don't even know what game that's from. It's become a meme, hasn't it? But I don't even know what game it's from. Right, so he's looking round. There you go. He's seeing people being wheeled about on gurneys. And he hears a noise coming from there. And we learn that on the other side of this hole, there's like cells with people in. And here's some fella in French saying, "Help me, help me." He looks in there and he sees a poor chap who just wants out of there. But then he hears a noise. So he's got to go hide. There you go. He hides in this little nook. As Dr. Schmidt comes with an officer, and they do something. Don't know what they do, but he's looking, and we hear a noise as though somebody's gone into the cell. They just need all the meat suits they can find. Essentially, yes, because he does say later on he's only tested the serum on the dead. So there. So he's watching that, and something's happened in the cell. Don't know what. They've done something to this poor fella, or something's happened to this poor fella. Don't know what. We hear like audible noises. So it goes anyway. They go, and so boys comes to have a look. We get another jump scare. There we go. Scary face appears. He got scratched, and everyone kept screaming Zingaya and shot him. I don't know. Is that from something? I have no idea. So anyway, right. So meanwhile, back in the village, patrols, etc. It's because he never found Chase and Tibbet. You know, he ended up inside the base, did Boyce, didn't he? And Chase and Tibbet find their way back to the house without being captured. But Boyce finds one of the labs, and I think this is the main lab, I think, and he sees the where all the tar is. He's gonna, there you go. He looks down. There's the tar that's coming up from under the ground. Maybe it's some weird Lovecraftian thing. Brain Dead. Okay, dead. Oh, right. I've only seen that once, Brain Dead. It's the one with the lawnmower, isn't it? The Peter Jackson film, isn't it? I've only seen it once, a long time ago. And I never watched it again. But it was alright. But I couldn't quote it, because I've only seen it once. But I know it ends with a lawnmower. There he goes, checking the tar. Like I said, it's never explained what it is. It just comes up from the ground. Is it sentient? You know, what is it? Is it from hell? Is it Cthulhu-esque stuff? You know, from sort of Lovecraftian evil slime? Don't know. But anyway, they're feeding it into these bags that have people in or whatever. And he sees somebody pawing at it, look, and being a nosy bugger, he sees that there's a zip on it, and he opens the zip up, and then backs away, and somebody sticks their head out, and I think in French says, help me, please, but look, it's all manky. Is that a word? Yes, mood slime. Goo from Prometheus. Yes, or whatever. Add your own description. It could be anything, couldn't it? Bags of mostly people, yes. Ugly bags of mostly water. Wonder if James Doohan did that voice. Anyway, it says, help me, please. But he doesn't. He just backs away in disgust. And there you go, moves on. All right, because I think we hear a door and somebody comes in. One of the scientists comes in. And there we see the hypodermic needles. Yes, I did say that incorrectly on purpose. Hypodermic needles with the serum, the super soldier serum, the uber soldat serum. And I don't know what that is. Looks like a Flash Gordon rocket ship. I'm sure it's important. So he goes and takes one. There we go. He picks it up, and here's another commotion, and he stashes it in his pocket. And then he goes further, and he hears this woman talking, and he takes the cover off, and he sees this woman's head, and she's still alive. Like that, look, talking. Don't know how she's talking, because I don't know. She hasn't no lungs, has she? When you speak, you force air from your lungs through your mouth, don't you? So she hasn't got lungs, but never mind. Is that the Peter Jackson Brain Dead or the one with Bill Paxton and Bill's Paxton and Pullman? Peter Jackson's, yeah. So he's horrified at that, as you would be. And then he finds, I forgot his name, Jacob? I think it's Jacob, isn't it? Oh, me and names. Jacob, where are you? Yes, Jacob Rosenfeld. He finds him on a gurney, all hooked up to a tube of something, injured but alive. And so he's going to free him. He says, I'll get you out of here. But then just as he's about to do that, some scientists come in. We see there's another body there, or poor person. And there we go. He's injecting this... presumably a dead soldier come from the front. It's Australian in it. Well, you're about brain dead. I suppose technically it's New Zealand, isn't it? That's where Peter Jackson's from. There you go, taking me out of the movie again. Sorry. Yes, Australian or New Zealand. Where were we? Oh, and injects the... This poor chap, and I think he does actually. I think he's supposed to be dead, and he resuscitates. Is it going to show it? There we go. So he's bringing people back from the dead. They're making invincible soldiers, and yeah, so they do that, and then they take him away. They're not bothering checking over. You know, they have no peripheral vision. Thank goodness. So off they go, and then he gets Jacob out. He just pulls this out of him. Then no way, it says this might hurt. So just yanks it out. There it goes. Stitches and everything. But he's fine. Is Jacob? You know, spoilers. He's fine. I thought something bad were going to happen with Jacob, and it doesn't. He's okay. Don't worry about it. It kind of looks a bit like Aaron Taylor-Johnson there, doesn't it? Like a skinny Aaron Taylor-Johnson. Who I hope is going to be the next James Bond. He's number one front runner at the minute, isn't he? Anyway. So they've got to get out. Here we go. Going past this place here. Which we'll see again later. Right, it says cover me because if he sees like a grate leading to a sewer or something like that. Interesting fact: Brain Dead 1992 was banned in South Korea, Singapore, and Finland. And Western Supermare, maybe, probably not. It says cover me while he smashes this. So that grate off. So they're going to escape through there. So off they go. They get out. And find their way back to Chloe's house. There they've got... hang on, let's go back again. Where are we? There we go. There they've got Waffner tied up with a bag on his head. Finns are an odd bunch. Well, in Finland, you either make mobile phones, cell phones, or you're in a rock band, or you're a racing driver. That's basically all Finns do, isn't it? There's only like 5 million people or something like that in Finland, isn't there? It was the gaudy violence. Anyway, so they're wondering what's happened with. He's having to go at the kid again. He's Tebbit because the kid keeps bothering him. The kid's Paul has taken a shine to Tebbit, but Tebbit don't want to know, which changes later on in the film. Anyway, so the get back does Boyce and what's his face? I forgot his name already. Jacob. Boyce and Jacob get back. Here we go. So they arrive in the house and say, "Go help me!" I found him inside the church. They're experimenting on him. Blah blah blah. And he's talking about all the things he's seen and the woman with just a head talking. He's in shock, and they're saying it's just like her aunt, you know. Meg Foster. Why? It could have been anybody in there. Why pick Meg Foster? Don't know. But anyway, So, and he shows them the, there we go, I got this. This is what they're injecting them with. It's some super soldier serum, uber soldat serum. So he takes it up to Waffner, says, what's this? And he's not speaking. He's going to basically torture Waffner now. Going to beat him up. There you go. Punches him and all that stuff. And he's saying that this tar, he calls it like the lifeblood of the earth or something like that. It's flowed under the feet of these French peasants for centuries. They didn't know what to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my, she gets cross and stabs him in the leg with a knife. And now Ford's just going to torture him for information because he wants to know how many soldiers and stuff are in the compound, what they've got to face, what they've got to deal with to plant their explosives. But he's not saying anything, so they're going to string him up and he's going to torture him, punch him and all that stuff until he speaks. And Boyce is not happy about this. He's saying, we're better than them. And Ford's saying, to beat them, we've got to be like them and all that stuff. There we go. Boyce is saying, what we doing? We're not him. So anyway, but Ford says, stay out of my way. Anyway, so, all right. And Boyce tries to stop him, but he punches Boyce. And even Tebbit, is on Ford's side. So they send Boyce downstairs, out the way. Anyway, all right. Boyce says, like, a few months ago he were cutting his grass on his front lawn, and the mailman says, just turns up with a letter from the army, and now I'm here. So anyway, so they've all come down now, and then he comes down. He's got his information. It worked. Torture works, apparently. People will speak if you hurt them enough. Apparently. Black blood of the earth. Thanks, Egg Shen. Yeah, dear. We'll do that one day, probably, on Magnificent Mondays. Big Trouble in Little China. Anyway, so, thinking what they've got to do. We learn that there's about 40 soldiers there that they've got to get through. That's too many. He's saying they've got to fight their way into the church, but Boyce says, well, he can get them into the church. I mean, they can get through that tunnel that he got out. They can get in that way, can't they? But they've got to have somebody on the outside basically drawing the soldiers out while they go in and plant their explosives. So that's going to be down to Tebbit and Jacob. They're going to be basically causing a distraction. So that's the plan. But they're going to use him as well, and I can't remember why. As leverage or something. I don't know. They're going to use him for something. So Ford sends Chase up to says, bring him down. So he unties him, and he falls to the ground, and he thinks he's dead because he's not moving, but he's not, because he comes out and he gets rolls around with Chase and then shoots him. Bang, bang, bang. Shoots Chase. Dead. And then Boyce comes running upstairs and he's shooting wildly because he's still got a bag on his head. I don't like taking it off, but never mind. So Boyce stops him, knock him out or whatever. But Chase is dead. Oh no. So Boyce has the good idea of using the serum. It's too late. He's dead. He's gone. There we go. There we go. Sees that, so he goes to get it and injects him with it. Says he's dead, but then he comes back to life. There we go. Sits up. Does Chase, and he says he feels okay. And then, but then something starts happening to him. He starts feeling weird. There we go, and he starts getting all his veins start coming out, look like that. Says, "What's happening to me?" And says, "What's wrong with him?" And then for some reason, He throws his head back, all the way back. Good practical effects, I must admit. Bit like The Thing. In the making of, they mentioned The Thing a few times. Yes, he's going through changes. So he's screaming away. I think he puts his head back the right way. He's obviously in a lot of pain. He's saying, "What's happening to me?" But he's obviously, he's going through a change, turning into a monster, and he loses control and he starts attacking them. Ford is forced to use his machine gun on him. I thought his head was going to explode or something, but no, he just shoots him like that. Make sure we're still going. Yes, we are. Let's check Twitch. Oh, Twitch is still working on the same thing. The other night it kept switching. Twitch kept switching to another video for some weird reason. But anyway, no, we're still fine. Right. Yeah, so he shoots him through the torso. I don't think it might have shoot him in the head, but never mind. Shoots him through the torso, and we think that's done the job. But he tells him that there you go. The Fourth Reich, they mentioned the 1,000-year Reich needs 1,000-year soldiers, so they're making invincible soldiers. So there he goes, got back up again. They can't die. You cannot kill what is already dead, or whatever. Hang on. So he's going for him again, but Boyce intercedes and bashes his brains out, as you just saw momentarily. Bashes his brains out with the butt of his rifle. So that's it, it's over. And, he basically killed him this time because there's no brain left. This is kind of what brings Tebbit round to him. Tebbit kind of looks at him admiringly, the one who he said couldn't even kill a mouse. He's just bashed one of his team squad mates' heads in. Man, that neck snap still messes me up. It's very like The Thing, isn't it? Very like The Thing. 1,000 years, a mere drop in the bucket. Well, it is for Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. Anyway, so while all this is going on, Waffner grabs Paul and runs down outside. His soldiers are still there waiting for him. Obviously, they didn't hear the machine gun fire going on, but and all the shouting and bawling and screaming and all this stuff. They didn't hear that. Must have good soundproofing in these French stone houses. And he grabs Paul and runs out to his men, and Ford comes running out, and everybody goes, because it's World War II, and you've got to do that, because it's soldiers. So they grab Paul, they shove him in the car, and there's the shootouts going on. Tebbit's the sniper, by the way. He's taking out bad guys, and so there's a gunfight going on, and they deal with the last of the soldiers, and we're going to see it here. He shoots and he hits Waffner in the face, but doesn't kill him, as we see in a minute. Or has that happened already? No, actually, it could actually. It might be Tebby that hits him in the face. Let's go back again. Where is it? Or is it not? Might not have happened yet. I'm not sure. Check again. Has it happened yet? There we go. That's when he hits him in the face. There we go. There's Ford, and we see what's happened to him later on in a few minutes. But he gets away, drives the car. Remember, he's got Paul, Chloe's brother. They mop up the rest of the soldiers, and she goes running after the brother, but he's driven away. So they've got to get on with the plan. They're heading in. Ford and Boyce and Chloe. They're going to head into through the tunnels, and Tibbet and Rosenfeld, Jacob, they're going to create the diversion to draw out the soldiers. Yeah, we've got Boyce is saying, what about the kid? They've got to go save Paul. He says, we've got to stay on mission. But he stands his ground, obviously, because she's distraught about her brother. But he's saying, we've got a mission to do. We've got to take out the tower. The troops can come in and save the kid and all that. He says, no, we've got to save him now. Pardon me. There you go. We've got to save the kid now. And he stands up. He stands up to Ford and says, no, we're not going to do it. He says, I'm giving you an order. And he says, no, I'm not going to do it. So he says, right, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll go in, we'll grab the kid, we'll plant the explosives, etc. Right. And actually, this Tibbet is on Boyce's side now, and he says, we can grab the kid as well. 2 birds with 1 stone, and all that stuff. So, right, so that's what, there you go, that's what they're gonna do. So, right, the plan is, the game is afoot. Meanwhile, Dr. Schmidt is up to no good. In his lab when Waffner comes in with the kid and some soldiers, and he basically just grabs 2 of the super serum things and injects himself with it in this way that Dr. Schmidt says, 9, I have only tested it on the dead. Don't say it like that, but they go, no, don't. He's going to say it. The serum is still unstable. Saying it in German, though, not the German accent. Needs more testing, and I think it surely says, there we go, we've never tried it on the living. That's it. That's it. That's the phrase. But he gives himself 2 needles full, and he turns round, gives himself in this way, a nice bit of gore. He's going to show it in a minute. We get a nice, for God's sake, we get a nice close up of his gory face. There he is, where he's being shot, and it's it starts healing up slowly, but he's fine. When does Sky Captain show up? They could do with him Joe Sullivan. Could do with him and his band of mercenaries for hire. Oh dear. Right, so here we go. I'm sure they've used this in Band of Brothers. I'm sure there's an episode of Band of Brothers where you see him doing this under a bridge like that. I bet they have. Like episode 4 or something like that of Band of Brothers. I'm sure there is. Anyway, so they're planning what to do. Right, so basically, as I said, them 3 are going to go in through the tunnel, and Rosenfeld and Tibbet are going to create the distraction. Where we saw them using the flamethrowers earlier on, they're going to do it there. Right, that's the main entrance, I suppose. So, there we go. There we go. Oh, they make hell of a chapter in Dawson's book. So they're all shaking hands and stuff, because they all respect each other now. Gurgling. She's gone back home for something. I can't remember what. Why has she gone back home? I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know why. She's gone home to lure some, maybe just to lure some soldiers away. I don't know. But anyway, she's gone back there, and the soldiers chase her, like this one, because they're all evil. All the German soldiers are evil. None of them are good. So this one's chasing her on his motorbike and sidecar, and they're saying to the others, take care of the ant. So there she goes. She goes running across the fields, but he's chasing her. Alan Quatermain. There he goes, chasing her. Could do with one of them poles like Indiana Jones has in Last Crusade. Shove it through his wheel. They go over this bridge, and he overtakes her on this bridge. I was thinking, is it this one where she's put a wire across the road and it decapitates him? But no, it wasn't that. So here we go. So I think I've gone past a bit. I think they've killed her aunt. Does it show it? Because we hear a gunshot and we see her in her house. Let's go back again. Go back again. There we go. She's running this way. That's her house. That's her aunt's room. I think I've gone. There we go. And we see a flash. There we go. So I think they've just murdered her aunt. She's collecting uniforms. Is she? I can't actually remember. I only watched it this afternoon. Anyway, they've killed her aunt. With the collecting, you're only getting one, aren't they? But anyway, so there you go. He basically forces her to the ground, but Boyce is there, and he gets him. There we go. So there we go. Oh yes, I've remembered what they're using for now. That's it. Yes, they've somehow he's riding his motorbike this way. I don't know how. Have they tied his hands? I don't know how they're making him go in a straight line because it must be a super smooth road. But anyway, he's on his motorbike. There he is, and they've tied him to the. These don't know this, obviously. They've tied him to the handlebars, and they've taped his mouth up. He's got a grenade in his mouth, and there's lots of dynamite that's actually all going under a cloth, and there's no smoke or anything until we need to see it. But he's like going, and he's going, "Nein, Schweinen, Heiden, Würden," and all that. I can't speak German. Dry gross beer bitter. That's my limit of my German. He's saying, "What are you doing?" And he rips off the tape, and we hear the ping of the grenade, and then he looks under, goes, "Alarm!" He looks under the there he goes, ripping that off, and then he looks under there, and suddenly there's all smoke and everything. So it must have been a good blanket. So they're all backing off, but obviously they're too late, and it all blows up. Yay! Explosions. But I still don't know how he would drive. Why did he just stop driving? Did they tape his hand onto the accelerator? I don't know. Throttle, whatever you call it. Anyway, that poor fella's lost his leg. Oh dear. And all the others are not feeling too well. But in the woods, there's Rosenberg and Tibbet with their guns, look, shooting them. There he's sniping, and Rosenberg got his sci-fi quest. What is it? I've no idea. A machine gun. Is it a 50 cal? I have no idea. I don't bloody know guns. There you go. That's a 50 cal, isn't it? I don't bloody know. There you go. Taking him out. Did he shoot him in the face then? That was cool, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Go it one frame at a time. He didn't. He just through his eye. Look. Wow. So anyway, so they're dealing with these, dealing with them, drawing all the soldiers out. There we go. See, MG42. I knew we'd know. Difference of opinion. Difference of opinion. Right, so they're making their way through the tunnel. They get to this, where they got out, and they're still shooting away. But they've got to move now because they've got to go somewhere else. Right, so they've got to go and plant their explosives. We rig this place, then we find your brother. And Chloe says, "No, I've got to find him now." So she goes off by herself. And Ford says she were never coming with us. Right, so they've got to go and do their explosives. She finds a couple of soldiers. Says, "Where's my brother?" Basically, but in German. And we don't know. So she kills one of them. She killed him. She shoots him and says, "Take me to my brother." I don't know why it's going in slow motion. I've pressed a button and I don't know what I've pressed. Hang on, let's. Bloody hell! Which one is it? Which one is it? Playback speed. Which one is it? Where's playback speed on this? I have no idea. Oh dear. Is it that one? No. Is it that one? No. No, God knows. I don't know. Video track. No, it's not that one. Don't know. It's playing in slow motion for some reason. I don't know why. I've pressed the button. Is it that one? Maybe. Could be. No, it's not that one. Try that. Oh, I don't know. I've pressed a button. I don't know what I've done. I've got it going in slow motion. Anyway, where are we? We're in the radio room, and there we go. He stabs him in the neck. Does Ford, the radio operator. They should have got that one that we saw in... Is it Where Eagles Dare? Or is it another one? Or is it... It might be in both. I don't know. There's one that's in the 60s. Either in Where Eagles Dare or The Eagle Has Landed. Or some other war film. Where they had a radio operator with a white eye. You remember him? Sci-Fi Quest will do, probably. Should have got him. Anyway, so... Ford's going to plant the explosives in here, because this is the radio room, at the base of the tower. I suppose that's supposed to be some of the tower supports, I don't know. And Boyce has got to go and destroy the lab. Right, the boat's on the beach in 20 minutes, and he's going to set the timer for 18 minutes. Alright, she's leading this chap. Why is it in slow motion? I don't know. I pressed a key and slowed it down. I don't know what I've done. I don't know what I've done. I don't know how to make it go normal speed. Hang on, it might be up. It might be down. Oh, that's even slower. I've speeded it up too much now. There we go. I think we're normal speed now. Whatever. Right. This chap says, "Your brother is in here." Just like that. And so she says, "Open the door." And so he opens the door, and then, because she's stupid, she goes and looks in. You can see he's working his way around, and she looks in. It's not a brother in there. We just see something. There we go, that. And but you can see he's getting his gun out, ready to shoot her. But Boyce arrives just in time with the butt of his rifle. I think he prefers using that to the sharp end in this film. But anyway, so he said Paul was in there. He's not in there. And as they go away, they hear a growl. And hang on, I've gone too far. There we go. And the soldier gets dragged into the cell by whatever's in there. Presumably not the half of a corpse that we saw. There's something else in there. Well, there is. We'll see what it is in a minute. They call it something. I forgot what. The Mistake or something like that. It's an experiment that's gone wrong, that doesn't work properly. Are we going to see it here? Are we going to see it here? Yes, we are. Here it is. Could have made it look better, to be honest. They could have gone for like a proper monster, couldn't they? Or some big fella, some like wrestler type, all muscles and bloody spikes, and something like something of Resident Evil or Wolfenstein. With all horns and just something looking really evil and nasty. But no, it's just a fella. It's just a fella that wants to eat human flesh. Anyway, right, they're running for their lives. It's Tibbet and I forgot his name already. Jacob. I forgot his bloody surname. Through the woods, they're being chased. Sounds like they're drawing the soldiers away from the action, I suppose. There you go. They're heading back to the village. He's going to come in here and... they're looking for Paul, aren't they? Looking for Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum. You will not own anything until you will love it. Unbelievable. Anyway, right, so they're looking for Paul. So anyway, they're coming to the lab. They see some soldiers wandering about. She hears him call out and finds him there, tied down. Thankfully, they haven't done anything to him yet, so they get him free, and he tells them to go escape through the tunnel thing, and I've got this stuff to do. I'll catch up. So off they go. There they are. She tells him to get in there, and just as she's getting in, there you go. Look, it's very simple. I'll just lean this way a bit into the light, just so that something can grab me and pull me back. And Paul's like, ah, and it's the creature, the whatever were in that cell. But she shoots it, but it doesn't do any good. Like I said, they could have made it a bit more icky, couldn't they? And Resident Evil-y. Like I say, stick some horns on it or spikes or I don't know, an eye on its shoulder or something. I don't know. But anyway, she tells Paul, go, get out of here. So he does, bless him. She's got to deal with that bugger. But he's trying to get her, trying to stab her with his protruding bone. And he starts throttling her. But no, because she's a girl boss, look, she pulls her handgun up to his, and blows his brains out, cause for. But I don't think it stops him. I think he gets back up again. Yes, he does. No stopping him. So maybe, for all we know, maybe, I forgot his name already, Chase, maybe he's still running around in the attic with a bashed-in head that's healing itself slowly. For all we know, he could be, but we'll never see. Because he's just been shot in the head and he's got up and he's fine. So he's running around. Right, so she comes out of this door and there we go. It says, Gefahr, brennbar, Flüssigkeit, which means danger, flamethrower or something. I don't know, that's what's here. Flamethrowers are in here. So there she goes. Gets the flamethrower. He's coming out, he's whatever they call him. Does it say it in the thingamabob? No, don't. Let's look in the all cast and crew. See if he's got a name, the monster. The Mistake. Yes, is that what I said earlier on? That's what he's called. The Mistake. That's what he is. I think, it's supposed to be him that was speaking French earlier on, I think, that he saw in that room. I think it's supposed to be him. Anyway, there he is. And she burns him to death. Cause only flames will kill him. Apparently, it seems. So anyway, it does the trick. He drops down and, we don't see him again. So off she goes. She drops the flamethrower and runs off, heading off back to the village. Ford's setting the explosives. What does that say? Can't read it. Putting his timer thing in, but then Captain Waffner arrives and starts throwing him round. I bet that tank is heavy for her. Well, she's a strong French lady. She's used to lifting things in northern France. She used to pulling onions out of the ground and stuff. So he's throwing Wyatt Russell around. Might he just kill him, pull his head off or something like that? I don't know, but remember, this dude was a mistake. Who knows what dosage he got? That's true. But the flames have done it, we don't see him again. I think we actually see his body. Not on fire or charred. I think we just see his body in a bit. But anyway, Waffner's just throwing Ford around, not killing him. I mean, he could quite easily kill him, but he just takes the timer off. It's not a timer, it's a temperature thing, isn't it? Sticking a chicken or a turkey. And it's supposed to be the timer. And just crushes it, because he's super strong. Look how strong he is, look. Boyce is setting the explosives up in the labs. Don't know what happened to the fella that was saying, help me. Has he managed to get out? Is he running about, or is he still hanging with his head out? Or have they shoved him back in, one of the scientists? I don't know. Doesn't tell us. Hook there. That's Chekhov's hook, which we'll see again in a minute. So he's doing all this, doing his stuff, setting his explosives. There he is. But Dr. Schmidt finds him. Sorry, I'm sniffling. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, crikey. Oh, good heavens. Anyway, Dr. Schmidt finds... Oh, for God's sake, there you go. Dr. Schmidt finds him. But Ford's still been thrown around by Waffner. teasing him. And he says, I should have thanked you. You helped me become the man that I am. Ha ha ha. And Boyce makes short work of this fella. There we go. Throws him around and stabs him to death with a scalpel. Like that. There we go. Picks a scalpel up and stabs him with it. So that's the end of Dr. Schmidt. Meanwhile, in the village, they're back in the village now. There's a good battle going on between Rosenfeld. I remembered Rosenfeld and Tibbet and some German soldiers. There we go. And then Paul arrives in the middle of this. There we go. There he is. And Tibbet goes running out to save the poor kid, and he does. He saves him. Says, "What you doing, kid?" And they get back. Goes running back to the. There you go. There, and of course he gets shot. Look, no! Tibbet's being shot, and then Chloe arrives with a machine gun and takes care of the rest of them. Because she's a woman and she can just, finish off what the men couldn't do. Anyway, Warner wants to make Ford suffer. Waffner, yes. Well, yeah, Waffner wants to make him suffer, doesn't he? Rather than just killing him quickly, he wants to hurt him. Like Ford hurt him, I suppose, because he tortured him, didn't he? So that's what he's wanting to do. Back at him. Anyway. Right, so they're all safe, and Tibbet's fine. He's being shot, but through the shoulder or whatever. He's fine. He's fine. Right. Meanwhile, back in the church, in the labs, whatever, he hangs up Ford on a hook. There we go. There's the hook that we saw earlier on. Why were those Germans wearing World War? Maybe it's all they had. In the documentaries, they said that they went to great lengths to try and get the right sort of uniforms and stuff. So maybe they did wear those sort of helmets. I don't know, but they got the costume design and thing that worked on Band of Brothers and Saving Private Ryan. So I presume they've got the right stuff for this film. But anyway, puts him on this hook. He said, "I'm out of rope, but this hook will do," and he puts the hook through the front of him. There we go, so he's hanging there, doing his impersonation of Richard Harris in A Man Called Horse. If you've seen that, you know what I'm on about. So, there we go. All right, so he's going to beat him up now using Ford's own knuckle duster knife thing. We see them there that are going to come into play shortly. We're showing him that. The power, all that power in the tar. He doesn't explain why there is that power in the tar. Running beneath French feet for centuries. But what is it? We don't know. We don't know. Does it say in the plot details? No, it doesn't say. Doesn't say, not that I can see. It's a mystery. You don't have to explain everything. But it's a mystery box, isn't it? It's J.J. Abrams. It's a bloody mystery box. That's what it is. Anyway. So, it's talking about, 1,000-year Reich and all that stuff. Super soldiers. Uber soldiers. But Boyce arrives with his Garand and just shoots, unloads his clip of 8 bullets into his Garand. Bang, 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 bang. Ka-ting! Because it comes out. There's the... There we go. Ka-ting! So he's unloaded into him. Why didn't he shoot him in the head? But as we've seen, that doesn't make any difference. But he comes back up and throws throws Boyce about again. Just likes throwing people around as Waffner. And he starts beating up Boyce. And while that's happening, Ford's trying to lift himself off the hook. There he goes, throwing Boyce through that window. So he's going to, beat him up a bit more. And Ford gets off the hook eventually. He's still banging on about that, isn't he? Going to take us the world. Jawohl. Club. Anyway, he gets off the hook, and there you go, picks up the thing and injects himself. So he's going to become US agent or whatever now, isn't he? Waffner's trying to drown Boyce. But Ford arrives to save the day. So they start fighting. He shoves a big thing through him, a big metal pipe through him, as we'll see in a minute. There we go. And he just pulls it out, There we go. And just, walks it off, as you do. So they're going to have another fight. So it's two uber soldats fighting each other now. And Jockey says, does it feel good to have the power coursing through your veins? And he says, no, it feels bloody awful, or worse to that effect. There you go. So they're having a fight. Hits him with some sort of gas can, compressed air, whatever, something heavy. Hits him with that, but don't do anything. So he's standing over now, gloating for a bit and laughing, because, you cannot beat the great soldiers of the Third Reich, yeah. It's all like that, And he's all beaten up now, his poor Wyatt. But he glances over and he sees Boyce has got his sidearm out, and he rolls the gas canister, we'll call it. He thinks he's Roy Scheider in Jaws. That's what he's doing, basically. He rolls it over. There we see him coming now, and he looks over and he sees him. They exchange a glance. There we go. And he rolls it over, and he goes, "Why you're rolling that over to my feet, you silly little man?" It doesn't say that, but you can tell that's what he's thinking. And then they exchange another one. Boys, go on, do your stuff. So it's there we go. So, okay. And they go, "Oh no!" Bang! Shoots it, and it blows up, and he goes into the tar. So is he going to become even more super powerful? Don't know. So he's gone into the tar, and Ford's been blown up a bit. There he's injured. But I think we can see it's started to heal already. Look, we can see, I'm sure it's started to close up and heal up already. I think it's where he realises he's not getting out of here. Even though, he's a super soldier now, the world is not ready for this. And he actually says, our side shouldn't have this power as well as the Germans. But he's wanting to get out. Anyway, he shoves Boyce through this gate and locks the gate. And he says, "No, you've got to go and blow the tower and everything, and I'll blow the lab, blah, blah, blah." But as you can see, look, he's changing. Look, he's going all pale, and his chin seems to be getting even bigger because it's Wyatt Russell. He's got a massive chin. There we go. It's going to stay buried down there with him, with his piercing blue eyes. So there we go. So, but hang on, for Pete's sake, back again. Where is it? Oh God. So he says go, but then as they say, Ford, open the gate. Yes, and these chaps are arriving now for some reason. These earlier experiments, is that the one that we saw him inject with earlier? I think it is. He just decides to come alive now. So they're all coming out, look. And so he's gonna blow them all up. So he says, go and do the tower. There, so go the tower, Private Boyce. But then, just as he does that, there we go. Waffner comes back out of the tar, looking a bit worse for wear. But there you go, he has a smile. And chucks the... oh no, I don't think he chucks, he just stands there with it. And it just all blows up. And it's blowing up... Oh, in a minute. There we go. And it all blows him up and blows up all the other explosives that Boyce had planted. There they all go, look. Boyce is running now through the corridors. It's all starting to blow up. Like a James Bond film, it's all starting to blow up now. So he's puts a timer thing, because obviously he must have had more than one timer in his bag, thank goodness. So the sticks that in. I don't know for how long. I don't know, but I don't know, 5 minutes, whatever. I don't know. Don't tell us. But he set that, so now he's running out. It's all blowing up, and then he comes out through that, and I think that's the mistake, isn't it? Not looking very crispy burny, is he? But anyway. Maybe he's getting better. Maybe he's healing, for all we know. Maybe he'd have got back up eventually, if the thing didn't come down on top of him. But anyway, so it's all blowing up, and hang on. There we go. And it's going to show it all collapsing, as my mother would say. Look at it, it's all collapsing behind him. The tower's going. Mission accomplished. They've done their job. Mission accomplished. There you go, down it goes. Then we're on the radio, and we see young Paul is with the rest of them. Look, they're all fine, waiting. And they can see that the church has blown up and it's all collapsed. And here comes Boyce arrives. There he is, looking all dusty. And, job's done. And they ask him, where's Ford? And he just, shakes his head, he didn't make it. So then we cut to, the town now is, under the Americans. The Americans have come in, or the Allies have arrived and set up camp. So now he's delivering his report to this officer, whoever it is. Is he famous? Maybe, I don't know. Does it say? By the way, the dog, remember the dog that chased him earlier on and he jumped into the back of that wagon? It's credited as Nazi dog. Actually, it's uncredited, but it's in IMDb. It's a Nazi dog called Auntie. Or is it Antle? Auntie. So there you go. Patrick Brammall plays American officer. That's all it says. American officer. Right then. So he's delivering his report. There we go. And saying, it says, why, you had enough explosives to bring down that tower from outside. Why did you go underneath into under the church to do it? And he says, Corporal Ford felt that, that had done the job, better or whatever. It says it here. Hang on, where now? Does it say? Corporal Ford thought it was the best. With a number of enemy troops, they thought they could sneak in and do it that way. That's what they thought. They're better than fighting through all the troops. They snuck in and did it that way. I like a good dog movie, K9, Turner and Hooch and Benji. Of those, I've only seen Turner and Hooch. Actually, I don't think I've seen any of them. Now I mention it, I mustn't like dog films. I've seen Fluke. That's a good dog film. A good book as well. Anyway, so he's delivering his report, and the officer asks him, because they're just talking about the tower, the communications tower. They're not talking about the labs. The officer asks him, is there anything else you want to add? Because there's rumours that there was some sort of German lab down there. And he says, no, I didn't see anything like that. Just the control room, the communication control room. And so they're going to fold them into Charlie Company. Not Easy Company. They're not joining the Band of Brothers. They're joining to Charlie Company. Oh, there you go. Talk about some kind of Kraut lab. He says, no, didn't see that. So anyway, so off they go. Everyone's lovely. I presume they're all eating corned beef and cheese sandwiches, because that's what they ate, didn't they, back in the war. There we see, he's fine, is Jacob. I thought he was going to turn into something, because he was hooked up to things, wasn't he? What? They could have pumped him full of anything. What were they doing with him? Don't know, but he's fine. And so's Tebby, he's fine. And the kid's fine. Copying Tebby, he's got the match in his mouth, playing cards with him. And that's it. That's the end. That's what they're talking about. It says, he tells them we're going to be sent to Charlie Company. He says, "Oh God, you think they'd send us home?" And says, "Well, the job's not done. We've got to make it to Berlin." And remember, because Tibbet's gonna shoot Hitler. And then we can all go home. That's what he says. And then we pan out then to the ruins of the French village, and we see some planes fly over. And that's it. That's the end. Directed by Julius Avery. Very game, very, I'd say, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor type, end credits with that symbol again. So that must be the symbol that they've used for that, that scientific research thing, There we go. So there we go. That's the end. A cool film. I really like it. I really like Overlord. And as I say, I've seen it a few times now, and I like it even more. Stop talking about dog films. Bud. Cujo. Actually, I might have seen Cujo. But only once. And I didn't used to watch The Littlest Hobo. But I'm going to have the theme stuck in my head all night now. So anyway, that's the end of the film. So there we go. There's no end. There's no extra scene at the end. So it's the American flag for Boyce and a hook for Ford. Why? Waffner's lighter, Chloe's knife that she stabbed Waffner with. What's that? Oh, it's a compass in it for the Sarge. Oh, that's it. That's all we get. Surely there must be others. Oh, they've got just the dog tags. About Tebbit. Has he got his own? Have I missed him? Have I missed Tebbit? Oh, there, Tibbet, sorry. Call him Tebbit all the way through the film. It's Tibbet. Oh, it's the baseball thing. But he don't play baseball. He said in the film. Anyway, whatever. Yes, that's it. Right, so there we go. That's the end of it. It's ace, Overlord. It is a cool film, but it'd have made a better series, in my opinion. A better limited series, like HBO or something like that. So we could have learned more about the tar and what its properties, where its properties came from, and why it was the way it was. You don't play baseball plays you. Anyway, so there we go. Right. So, that's the end of Overlord. Cool film. Give it a watch. I presume it's on various streaming services. Probably on Paramount Plus, I imagine. I don't know, I've not checked. Because it's a Paramount film, so I presume it's on there. But give it a whirl. It's fun. Right, so we'll leave it there. What's coming up next? Right, we're done with Overlord. Get rid of that. On Sunday, I'm back with a sketching time. So I'll be drawing a picture on Sunday. On Monday, we're watching The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. Cool film. I really like that. Osadum Numpsy. And then next Friday, it's From Dusk Till Dawn, so we can all drool over Salma Hayek as Santanico Pandemonium and Stay Cool and all that stuff. So that's what's coming up. Right, so we're done and dusted, so we'll leave it there. So thanks Sci-Fi Quest and Win Grace and Ottercar and Joshua Kanapke. Did anybody else pop in? Anyone else whether I've missed? And Archmage Frey, that mysterious man from Twitch. I think that's it, isn't it? I don't think Josh Temple's been around today. He's probably been busy at work. Friday, yes, at work. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think anybody else popped in. Right, so... Oh, hang on. And in 1 hour, TOYG won't be watching any long-running sci-fi series. What? Okay. Oh, it's Doctor Who, isn't it? Yeah, it's Friday, isn't it? Doctor Who's back on, isn't it? At midnight, isn't it? Yes, for us. Of course, yes. No, I won't be watching that, I don't think. But what's coming up? In a few days we've got The Acolyte coming, haven't we? But give that a whirl. Let's not give Abrams another series to perpetually tease with. That's true, yeah. Give it to somebody else. Anyway, yes, Sci-Fi will be watching Doctor Who. Right, we'll leave it there. So, also coming up, I'll be playing Far Cry 5 again. I actually had a quick blast on it for like half an hour before this stream. So I've just been wondering about collecting things, not doing anything important. Anyway. Hopefully Prodigy drops now that Disco has ended. We'll see. Well, that's it. It's going to be on Netflix, isn't it? On Netflix. Acolyte at 2 a.m. again. Well, I won't be stopping up for it. I'll watch it in the morning. Not tomorrow morning. The morning, after it drops. Right. So, we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching. And wherever you are, don't have nightmares. Look after each other. And until next time... Hang on, let's get myself ready. Where are we? There it is. And until next time, I'll say